Oh, here I am. That was a lot of clicking around. A lot of clicking around was happening, but I hate it. Here I am. What's good today, everybody? What's up? Hi, David L. Nice to see ya. Today is Eric Sloane's birthday. He would have been 116 years old. He was born on this day, February 27th, 1905. And he passed away on March 5th, 1985. So he was 80 years old just by a tish. Hi, JK Pioneer. How you doing today? What's good? Those crazies on Candy Chasing Indies channel, she went for like 6 hours live, or did like a 6-hour show last night. Hi, Gadalcon. How you doing there? Nice to see ya. Eric Sloane's birthday. So, and what a better time to try to focus and think about, is Eric Sloane a part of the poem? Is he in or is he out? Is he a part of the poem? Is he a part of the solution? Is he a part of the location? Ruled in or ruled out? What do you have to say? So I think we should look at the evidence. What Forrest Fenn has presented to us about Eric Sloane. And I'm going to go here, in Too Far to Walk. He has a chapter named $17 a square inch. And it is an actual chapter from the book, the real book, $17 a square inch. And it has a note here that says drawings by Eric Sloane, in which he means, the doodles. But Forrest starts out by saying Eric Sloane was the best thing that ever happened to Fenn Gallery in Santa Fe. But he had some quirks. The best thing that ever happened to the Fenn Galleries in Santa Fe. Hi, Dini. Hi, nice to see you. Hi, MJ Inzer. Nice to see you. We're talking about Eric Sloane today. It's Eric Sloane's 116th birthday. So we're going to explore that connection. That's what we're doing. And because I love talking about Eric Sloane anyway. I love Eric Sloane anyway. Doesn't matter. Let's just do it. Because this is my show. Oh, God. I think I'm funny, and I know I'm not. Okay. Eric Sloane was the best thing that ever happened to Fenn Gallery in Santa Fe. So there says it. It's like he sold Eric Sloane. And so it makes me think he still is selling Eric Sloane, Forrest, and still trying to sell Eric Sloane when both of them are gone, just because of the Eric Sloane left. His books are so full of information from, tools about so much of everything. Very, very useful information. And the way we're headed into our future, it seems like, oh, hi, because I see my name. Good afternoon. Happy birthday in the wood. Mhm. Right here. Um, so if Eric Sloane is the best thing, and actually this did I already say that this chapter $17 a square inch from Too Far to Walk is actually a piece of $17 a square inch, the real book. Hi Tony Rusi. How you doing? Nice to see ya. I'm babbling on about Eric Sloane. And Forrest dedicated. The dedication in this book is lovely. This book is dedicated to all of the warped and broken wooden boards that lay lost and forgotten beside the many barns and covered bridges that were so loved by Eric Sloane, and to the rusty nails whose stories he didn't live to tell. It's just so. Mr. Americana. But what am I looking for? The purpose of this book is to publish the last written words of a man who was a mentor to me late in my life, and whose memories occupy a special spot in a warm corner of my mind where only the fondest of recollections are allowed. This belated effort fulfills a promise I made to him and him to me. Or he. This belated effort fulfills a promise I made to him and he to me. There. Oh yeah, I was gonna shut off my notifications while this was happening. I'm gonna do that. There we go. Okay, Susie, can you show the page with the wooden broom, please? The wooden broom. That seems like it's in the back of the book. You mean from from this book, right? Oh, there's a picture of him and his wife, Mimi. This harvest time one. Oh, do you want to know about the color brown? This is one. Oh yeah, this is great. This is the one Alan Kelly did a really great 15-minute video that I just watched again before this show, just to refresh my my Eric Sloane poke the ember. Here it is. And this whole paragraph is about the color brown. Are you guys? Hi, Richard Rutherford. Nice to see ya. Brown is a neglected color. The dictionary says it is any of a group of colors between red and yellow. Go into any art store and try to find a tube of brown paint. You will find sienna, Van Dyke, madder, umber, and ochre, but never just a plain dark or light brown. It is the color of autumn, and I like it. So I thought I'd give brown a special distinction and do a painting in shades of brown. Of course, I used tubes of sienna, Van Dyke, madder, umber, and ochre. And you know what? Guess what other book is? Here's a lovely painting. This beautiful artwork is done in shades of sienna, Van Dyke, madder, umber, and ochre. I mean, this work of art is brown. The whole thing is brown, in shades of brown. Some call it sepia tone. Although there are like distinctions between the colors of brown. You can't say that this isn't a full color book because it certainly is full of color. Like these two photos. This was purposefully done in the printing process. These colors, he said, need to be different shades of brown. So it makes it look like this is a black and white, and this is a sepia type photograph. But in the printing process, that was a thing that he paid. This book had to cost more to make than he sold these for, or, well, actually he didn't. He gave them away. So there you have it. Okay. In the Wood I Give You. If you're brave and in the wood I give you. Forrest gave us this book. And that isn't necessarily a clue. Like the treasure is found before you get to that stanza. So what is the purpose of that stanza? It's more of an instruction piece, I would say, then. Hi, what am I missing, you guys? 23 people in here. Nice to see you. Oh, and 5 thumbs up. Yay. Brown is always brown in my Crayola pack. Times they are changing, and so are the name of colors, probably. I suppose in crayons there has to be a brown crayon because, kids don't teach the colors to them as you show them a shade of brown and you call it brown. You don't go, this is sienna. Okay. So this book, I always wondered about that, that they're going to write a book together. And apparently this is the book. This is just so, he talks about the Cimarron Highway in I'm looking at this. I squirrel. If I'm going to do a YouTube show, I need to talk to y'all. I need to, sorry. Oh, you guys want to sit here and watch me painfully read something to myself, not even out loud? That's the kind of day we're going to have today? Oh, okay, great. Aren't you glad you tuned in for this? Oh, good God. Good Lord. It says it right here on the page. You thought I'd stolen the burnt umber right out of his paint box. That's what Forrest Fenn says about Eric Sloane. This chapter is many pages, and he does show, like, this is so good. This is just so good. I hope I don't. Nobody am I going to get in trouble for showing these beautiful paint things? But okay, so tonight, Bear and Fendi Look for Stuff is the name of the channel. To figure out how to link it in the doobly-doo. They're doing a show at 8:00 tonight, and they have been going through this Too Far to Walk book, and they're up to, they're doing for the derelict. So it's chapter 43 in Saving Buttercup, Rusty and Me. Charme. Does anyone know if this Charme and me that Forrest talks about? I think, okay, so Eric Sloane's, was it his last, was it Mimi, his last wife, Mimi, had a daughter named Charme. Is this Eric Sloane's, was that a stepdaughter then? I mean, I don't think Eric didn't have any children of his own, but I'm wondering, it makes me wonder if this Charme is not Eric Sloane's, I don't, and that's who he started the One Horse Land and Cattle Company. It has nothing to do with horses or land or cattle. It's so good. Anyway, Bear and Fendi look for stuff. They're going on at 8 o'clock tonight, and they're going to hash over these chapters. And if you want to play along, jump in the chat. Those guys are fun. There's also a couple other, or it seems like somebody else is going live too. Other people are going live. Street is Mystery Van Adventures with Street Scenes. Goes live at 8 o'clock too, and he's talking about aliens. That's awesome. Out of this world topic. Let's escape reality and talk about something bigger, like aliens. Like that airplane that American Airlines just were flying over New Mexico, and a missile type, great big unidentified aerial phenomena or whatever they're calling it now, flew over the top of them. Real pilots, real airline, real people reported it and said, excuse me, you got anyone up in this airspace? That just happened a couple days ago. Let's escape reality. Hey, Street. Do-do-do. Okay. Where was I? So I was going to read this little bit about, I got to find it. Where did I put it? Here it is. It's from Eric Sloane. Is it .com or .org? Looks like .com. But I'm trying to view a website on my tiny phone, so it's little. But it's a short biography of Eric Sloane. Eric Sloane was born Edvard Ever. It's Everard. Everard. Jean. Jean. Blue Jeans and Hush Puppies, and Ode to Peggy Jean. We got Jean Heinrichs, and that's Hinrichs. So Heinrichs. Heinrichs? Is it riches? Born on February 27th, 1905 in New York City, New York, to a well-to-do family. Early on, he took up an interest in art, spending many boyhood hours with his neighbor and noted font inventor Frederick Gaudi. Gaudi type. From Gaudi, at an early age, he learned to hand paint letters and create signs. Some of his first clients included aviation pioneers flying out of Roosevelt Field, Long Island. Many of those flyers insisted he painted the identifying marks on their planes. In exchange for teaching him to paint, Wiley Post himself taught the young Heinrichs to fly. After his first flight, the young man fell in love with clouds and the sky, themes that would be central to his work the rest of his life. Among his early clients was Amelia Earhart, which that chapter, Amelia Earhart chapter, coincidentally, is coming up. that Baron Fendi are going to be reading tonight. Who bought his first cloud painting? Amelia Earhart bought his first cloud painting. Said to be the finest cloud painter of his generation, the largest cloud painting graces the entire wall of the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. After falling out with his family, young Sloane ran away at the age of 14 to become an itinerant, don't know that word, sign painter. He worked his way across America, painting signs on barns, buildings, and stores, all the time gathering images of a country in expansion. He had many interesting adventures. One of the most notable stays was with the Taos Pueblo Indian tribe, just north of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Somehow, young Eric, and then he swears that he is the one that invented the hoop dance that the Native Americans do. He did. He claims that. Oh, where is it? It's so funny because it's. But if he says it, who's gonna prove him wrong? But anyway, that doesn't say that here. Sorry for the squirrel. A prolific member of the Hudson River School of Painting, it is generally accepted that Eric Sloane was an artistic genius. Over his lifetime, Sloane wrote 38 books. Forrest said 50. He said about 50. 38, 50. Close enough. Oh. Or does Forrest Fenn have more of Eric Sloane's books or writings? Okay, anyway. It is estimated he created nearly 15,000 000 paintings over his lifetime, mostly oil on masonite. He painted one almost every day, often before lunch, striving to do better than the day before. Later in his life, he bought back or traded for some of his earlier work, which he destroyed by fire, contending it was inferior. While restoring a Connecticut farmhouse in 1950, he began to identify with the early American settlers. He first moved to Lake Candlewood area, then to Marial, Connecticut, near New Milford. Then he moved to Warren in 1956. It was at a Warren Library book sale that he was said to have discovered Noah's Blake's diary, an original account of New England farm life in 1805. With Sloane's unique illustrations and commentary, the diary became the framework for Sloane's most successful book, Diary of Early American Boy Noah Blake, 1805, who later sold the movie rights to Walt Disney, or the story or whatever, to Walt Disney, and to which Walt Disney made a movie. Anyway, okay, back. In 1975, Sloane built a home in La Tierra near Santa Fe, New Mexico. And it's about 8.25 miles northwest of Forrest Fenn's house in Santa Fe, by the way. And it's called Las Nubes, the clouds. That's what he named his beautiful mansion. From those two comfortable residences, Mr. Americana spent most of his later life preserving the practical architecture and stoic lives of the first European settlers in oil paints and in writing. Fascinated by weather, the Farmer's Almanac, and early American farmers' ability to interpret weather signs, Sloane is credited with being the first television weatherman. The first television weatherman. And listen how he did it. Okay, where'd it go? Sorry, you guys. Sloane is credited with being the first television weatherman, having come up with the idea of having farmers from all over New England call in their weather observations to a Dumont, New York TV station where they could be broadcast to the regional audience. He penned several useful books on the subject. Sloane is also credited with being the foremost authority on early American rural architecture and early American tools. His many books of paintings and drawings, especially his A Museum of Early American Tools, are considered the most important historic source works on the subject. The Sloane Stanley Museum, meaning Stanley Tools, is in Kent, Connecticut. Houses Sloane's own personal collection of early American tools as exact replica of his painting studio. Oh, that's a bucket list. Send Susie to Connecticut fund. Houses Sloane's own. Okay. A reverence for wood is an invaluable resource to scholars of old growth timber in New England. In his seminal Americana works, Spirit of 76, he published his famous distillation of his philosophy, Declaration of Self-Dependence, a harbinger of the renewed concept of personal responsibility in second millennium. Shortly before the release of his book 80, on his way to meet his wife for lunch, he released I don't think that's right. I think he released that book the night before it was his launch, the night before he died. But anyway, I don't know. This is the internet. I should believe the internet. Shortly before the release of his book 80, on his way to meet his wife for lunch, Eric died instantly of a heart attack in New York on March 5th, 1985, on the steps of the Plaza Hotel. Friends say it was the only time he was ever late. He was buried in Kent, Connecticut at the Sloane Stanley Museum. Sloane was married a total of 5 times. 4 said 6, by the way, in one of the books, and 5 in the other. He gained a wife somewhere. Little is known by this biographer of his first 4 wives. His last and longest life partner was Miriam Frances Alicia Carmen, known by all as Mimi, born Brussels, May 8th, 1925, and sadly passed away in late 2011 in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Mimi was an exceptionally classy act. It was my pleasure to be her house guest from time to time at her beautiful adobe home on Circle Drive. She was a wonderful friend. Oh, I've got somebody chiming in from the peanut gallery. Excuse me, this is live TV. Oh, my star. Whoops. Eric's spirit lives on today as if he's determined to keep the invincible early American spirit alive. One has only to read one of his books or view his paintings to be touched by his. I'm being upstaged by that. Excuse me. We have a guest star appearance. Cadamus. Oh my. This is not your day. Excuse me. Eric's spirit lives on today, as if he's determined to keep the invincible early American spirit alive. One has only to read one of his books or view his paintings to be touched by his unfathomable human compassion. Eric's friends and site visitors are invited to contribute to his legacy, which is, and this is by Marshall Smith, and it's dated November 21st, 2012, San Francisco, California. Okay. So what am I missing here? Was the producer from Netflix talking to you, Susie? Here he comes back for more. What is it? You can't zip it. I don't know why you're so meowy. I know. I guess I have to go now. Sir Meows a lot just ordered me to be his servant. How may I help you? You want some lasagna? Mm-hmm. Okay, so only 5 wives. Catamus. Catamus says he likes reading. Eric lived the best of times, quieter, closer relationships. Mm-hmm. Sir Meow's a lot. Yeah, you. Uh-oh, now here he comes. You're going to come up here and make your appearance, or no? Are you just going to be chiming in from the peanut gallery? Hey, come up here. Okay, come on. Okay, Catamus, where did my book go? Right here. This is not the one I want, though. Oh, here. I just found my Eric Sloane inspired sign that right before the treasure was found. I made that sign so I could, and then was going to start making videos again. And I made a introduction video, and I was whistling like smell of the sunshine. I was anyway. Okay, so now I'm back. Here we go. I'm back in the brown. This book is brown. It's made of wood and it's brown. Let's start going to the big picture. Let's figure this out. You're so funny. All the definitions of brown, which is the one that you think is the most likely to be capitalized? Cannabis. No, Catamus. Catamouse. Yes, you. I call them all sorts of things. But that one, I do call them all the time. Okay, so I'm going back into of all the things. So the things, the two brown references that are capitalized in the Thrill of the Chase are brown hair, the color brown here, and it's because he has brown hair. That's a capital brown. And the other capital home of brown is the home of brown that I showed everybody the other day, wherever that is. And okay, do you guys want to play that? Boris instructions to us. He said, if you really want to find my treasure, what you do is you read my book like you normally would, then read the poem over and over and even memorize it. Then you go back to the book and read it again. This time, slowly, looking for hints that will help you with the clues in the poem. Are we on the same page? Okay, so that's what you do. I read the poem over and over, just like he said, as I roll away. And now I've gone through the book looking for clues that will help me with the clues in the poem, right? So, slowly. So when you get to this page right away on page 15, this giant page and this introduction into our story, into first grade, boom, asterisk. Looking for a clue, looks like a clue. But okay, but how near the end, it says now near the end of my 79th year. So, okay, 79th year. That means 78. 78. If you write 78 year, that's a one apostrophe, or isn't it year? Like if you wrote 19 or whatever, 2021, if you didn't want to write the 20 and just write 21, you put apostrophe 21, right? So, but that's not when you're in your 78th year or 79th. When you're 78 years old, you are in your 79th year of life. So that's all I'm saying. How did I get to here? I go again, you guys. I'm just like a because I want to figure this out. If I'm getting, it's so frustrating. I'm just so because it's such a gross spot to be in, our predicament that we are all in right now, because it's over, but we still don't get to know, and that's bull, I mean, so it's like a really, really frustrating spot to be. Well, you guys all know, because is it the time and effort it takes to put forth to do this is a lot. And so when there's nothing at the end except for your own mental ability to go, okay, it's over, you're I need to have it settle, so I can move on, look for other treasure hunts, do what else, but this one just is feels very unfair. But okay. Magnetic Universe did a good video on the Noah Blake story. Oh yeah. Huli sent me that link, and I sent that on to Baron Fendi, and too, because although I didn't they tied all their information into a solution in New Mexico. They think the treasure, although Forrest told us differently, they found their look, but all the information leading up to that is really good information. It's a lot of, it's the Sloane connections that they found. But what does that mean? So does that mean, where can we put Sloane in the poem? Okay, I'm going to stare at the poem and see. Okay, he can fit in the poem. He wrote a book, wood, reverence for wood. It's not plural. The word is, so we could tie him into Braven in the Wood. Hear me all and listen good. That's like asking for attention. And it just made me think of all the books that Eric wrote. 3 different books about bells, by the way, 2. And they're all just skinny little books. The sound of bells, the little bells, but bells were used for communication. Um, before telephones and okay. Brown, home of Brown. Okay, brown is another tie that we can tie because okay, the book $17 a square inch came first. Forrest wrote that book first. And in it, he writes that whole thing about the color brown and how it was so important. That was Eric's favorite color. And so and then he made the whole Thrill of the Chase brown. Every single picture is brown. Shades of brown. So that in and of itself is like a tribute to Eric. Okay. And Hint of Riches, new and old. Hint of Riches. Heinriches. That was Eric's last name before he changed it. Everard. The end is ever dry night. Everard. His first name. Everard Jean. Or is it Sean? Jean. I suck, you guys. Hi, Redneck Express. Nice to see you. Hi, Lucky Digger. Hey, Jack. Did I say hey to you? Holy. Isn't woods sort of like water from the plural perspective? Woods, waters, both words can refer to a singular or multiple things. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Depending on how it's used. I'm trying to read the chat. I might as well just go to the bottom. It's Sloane is drawing nigh. Mm-hmm. Okay. There are also, okay, now I'm reading it right after the poem. There are also subtle clues sprinkled in the stories. That's what it says in the book. Or he. So is it in the title? And then, important literature. I'm just flipping it right open. Important literature. And Eric Sloane. He brings up Eric Sloane and his 50 books and how they were all clever. That comes on page 6. And that comes a lot of references to 80. And that's Eric Sloane's book as 80. That was like Eric Sloane's memoir of his life that he wrote himself and included like pieces of like that brown paragraph that's in Forrest, $17 a square inch. That has actually been published by Eric Sloane. That is in his that's an excerpt from the book 80, which I believe is also he took from an earlier work, which is classic Eric Sloane, which is classic Forrest Fenn. He takes his previous stories and rewrites them into other books, pieces of others. Mm-hmm. Just like Forrest Fenn wrote into this book, all the stories grab quotes. This book wrote itself because it was already written. last night on Chasing Indy's channel. Is she in here today? Those guys, they went for 6 hours, something crazy. Street Seeds. But what was I going to say about that? She was talking about, I don't know. I just lost my train of thought. Ooh, but Two Trips, whoever that is in chat, pointed out to me that on the long in my Home of Brown, the Home of Brown video, the guy right here. Okay, I'm gonna try. See his shirt is striped, and then on this picture when he gets kicked out of the car, the stripes are going the long way. In the previous page, the stripes are going the other way. So it's like, is that latitude, longitude? Is that included in this chapter? Long Ride Home, Ma Brown chapter, right before Looking for Lewis and Clark. The map chapter with the blaze, the horse, lightning, the added stories. Oh, that's what I was going to say about Chasing Indy. She was reading from, what did she call them? They're not the Bozeman. They were all the stories from the Thrill of the Chase that were previously published, and where you could see the difference between the real story and then the embellishments that he made, or the changes or the additions or the manipulations that he made to those stories when he added them to the Thrill of the Chase. And those, I think, are important in a way. Is why did he change? Like he left out the Firehole River or the Firehole in one of the stories that he called out in Flywater. He's talking about the Firehole, but he never says it. Something like that. And then on Looking for Lewis and Clark, he added to this story had been previously published. And what he added to this version is that his horse was named, why my horse was named Lightning was something I never figured out because he hardly had the power to get out of his own way. That is added. And then this over here, it says me and Lightning, him and his horse. That horse's name is called Lightning for the purpose of this book. And so why? And this is where he set the map on fire. There's another blaze. There's lightning. There's fire by lighting on map. There's this stamp says September, and it says SEP, and it's missing the ember. So this is one of the embers, missing ember. So is there? And this is the one, Journal of a Trapper, is noted in this as well. Although it's somewhere in Montana. This and this one is the chapter with the bullet points that are written in brown. Hunger is both unrelenting and unreasonable. You can't hide from thunderstorms. Porcupine meat tastes like kerosene. Oh, God. Coffee made by boiling pine needles can bring it on cardiac arrest. There's nothing worse than a wet bedroll on a cold night. Mountains can suffer instant personality reversals. The older you get, the smarter your parents become. Movies lie to you. They could have used some Eric Sloane wisdom with them on their little trip. Firehole is a clue. Kewl. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's something India was saying. Speaking of coffee, don't mind if I do. Cold coffee. It's still fine. Hi, Melinda Cash. Nice to see ya. Reference to Babe Ruth candy bar I'm staring at. And here's another reference. Here's Canyon with a capital C. Red Canyon. So when it's a capital C, it's a name. He did not capitalize Canyon in the poem. So does that mean it's not a name? I don't know. I'm making crap up. How long have I been on? 24 people joining me in the afternoon. Yeah, I just wanted to do an Eric Sloane show today since somebody reminded me by saying it on a show that I heard. Was it Bill Gorman? Bill Gorman might have reminded me of Eric Sloane's birthday. Okay, what else you guys got? Oh, last night off until tomorrow. Oh, hooray! You get to play along. Get to play Treasure Hunter then today, or whatever you want to do. Good luck, folks. Yeah. Gee, thanks, Jack. We're all screwed. Damn it. Wah, wah. Don't have the chest. Never will. So why am I still sitting here trying to figure this out? Because it's like, ooh, damn it. God. Maybe I should take some phone calls. Maybe call in your show Saturday in the Fenn Park. We're going to get some snow supposedly this afternoon. Or no, early evening. Although it was perfectly sunny day. You know how it is. Who should... I'm calling Netflix. Do. Is this a Netflix guy? Hurry up. Well, yeah, we're still gathering. I don't give a crap anymore. This is taking too long. If you're going to do this, do it. This is torture. Yeah, well, I understand, miss, but you need to have patience. Patience, my ass. I've had plenty of patience. Patience is worn thin. I don't want to wait till June 5th for anything again. June. Oh my God. March, April, May. Seems unacceptable. I'm so mad at you. Can't even hang out proper anymore. The unknown draws out the best in human beings. Oh yeah, that's a... Okay. What's that? Oh, here's my Hi, Del Hudson. I'm with you, Susie. You want to know already and move on. That's it. If it's going to be, okay, fine. Either way. Poof. If it's going to be something more, is there like somebody kicking off another, using this as the launch pad? Is Jack selling this thing to the right person that's going to continue the chase in some way, shape, or form? Then flipping tell us already. If it's not, if it's over and it's over, tell us that already. Is there a show? Is Netflix a real thing? Well, then tell us that already. Good Lord, all Friday. So what? Okay, yeah, there's a book coming out by some guy that's not Jack, but Jack is going to have a part of it from the Outside magazine. And I did just watch again from that same Outside magazine. They did an article several years back. I think it was 4 years ago now. I can't remember. A video on YouTube about Forrest Fenn's treasure. So that magazine was fully aware of this story and was promoting the story several years ago. So when when it showed up with that again, it okay, that makes all sense. I mean, it's the right. I don't know. You think if it was a publication, if that, obviously that was approved by Forrest, right? I don't know how it works. Good Lord. I'll shut up. Was that a cocaine spoon around your neck? No, it's a it's a sword for taking down trolls, stabbing little shitbags. It's my weapon, that Candy. It's my ticket to Candy's next treasure hunt. That she better get busy writing. I got this from Las Vegas. Or I won it. It was in my thing. But yeah. It's my troll. It's against the sword. Uh-huh. That one's my Tony necklace. Oh, okay. Now what, you guys? Should I do some day drinking? Should I go get a glass of wine and start taking some more phone calls? No. I'm landing on my War for Me chapter. That picture. Because you know what the War for Me chapter does have? Latitude and longitude, or okay, like here's 1,000 feet above the trees. And the first thing when I'm looking at this and notice that when he uses anywhere in the Thrill of the Chase, when a number is brought up, I'm gonna see if I can really get this in here. Okay. I can't even tell. You guys can see the 1,000, but what I'm pointing out. Oh wait, I got to do it like this. See the eye and the height of the eye, and then this 1,000 is also an eye, but look at the size difference. So they had to make that font smaller because that is an I, that is not a 1, and those are O's, not zeros. And that is a consistent thing throughout the Thrill of the Chase. The only place that the number one and a real zero instead of an O is right here. Uh, right there. This is the only place in the book that a proper one and proper zeros are used. This is a treasure hunting book. We're looking for clues. What else is unique about ones and zeros and I's and O's is the your phone keypad, right? The number one doesn't have letters associated with it, nor does the zero button doesn't have letters associated with it. Instead, number 2 is A and B, C. Number 2 is A, B, C. And this is not, to me, a special cipher or a special code. It's nothing special. I don't think it's, and all the times that Forrest has hinted towards a phone, like I'm thinking of scrapbooks and the the phone was down the hallway. And but anyway, so when you see in the chapter, is it my Blaze chapter where he has no, In Love with Yellowstone, there are actual numbers in there that it's the number 41 that I can change into 44 just by taking because the I represents the number 4 on a telephone keypad. An I is the number 4. The O is a number 6. So it's a way to hide numbers in text by using the equivalent. You see what I'm saying? You guys get it? I hope. I don't know. Shit. But so that brings us back to here. So this is, it says 1 O-N-E. So is this 0? Is this northeast? Or is this the number 1? A totem cafe. There's a whole thing with that accent over the E. Cafe has an accent mark because cafe is a French word, right? That's an Eric Sloane thing too. That's a nod to Eric Sloane in his sign painting and in one of his stories. And I think it's in $17 a square inch that Forrest talks about a cafe sign, and it shows up in the Totem Cafe here. And a totem pole are symbolize, each one of the heads is a symbol. They symbolize something. So is and a totem cafe is a collection of symbols. So is this our app symbols are a totem cafe? That's also Cracker Barrel. I mean, the Cracker Barrel restaurant shows up in Forrest Fenn's. No. When Gaddy Swartz for KTO TV, whatever TV, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, whatever it is, their local TV station, and that's when Gaddy Swartz worked for them, and he did that in 2013. He went to the printing press in Arizona just to show a shot of the Cracker Barrel restaurant across the freeway. Starts out with the Cracker Barrel restaurant. There's Eric Sloane. It's funny. It's cute. And here, and then in Totem Cafe, he also talks about Yellow Cadillac. Yellow Cadillac. That's it wasn't a Cadillac, but in the Great Gatsby drove a fancy yellow car that his girlfriend drove, that ended up getting him killed by, the Gatsby story where he took the fall for Daisy. Daisy killed the lady. Was a yellow car. And also, okay, and so what else too about those yellow cars outside? This is West Yellowstone, is this Totem Cafe caper. It starts out selling newspapers on the streets of West Yellowstone, Montana. So Forrest is selling those newspapers there, and talks about the big yellow Cadillac. What else was common to be seen on the streets of West Yellowstone were the tour type buses that took people into Yellowstone Park were great big yellow things. They started out as yellow carriages and then fancy yellow cars. And they took car bus things. I don't know. The sun went behind a cloud. Oh, man. His brain must have been constructed by the lowest bidder. Why does he bring up a bidder? He's got biddies, and bidders. Bidder. A biddy is a chicken. No place for chickens. No place for the meek. That's that chapter. I should look up every now and again. Gedukan. The painting is at the Cody Whitney Gallery. Bill Gorman. That's a very deep subject. Well, Stoof is a self-proclaimed finder, just like 2,000 other searchers. No, Bill. Forrest said there was a finder, and he produced the pictures. Nobody else has produced pictures. Anybody else that claimed they were a finder, nobody else produced pictures. Where are those people with the lawsuits? Where are their pictures of the chest? Hi, Jana. Hey, how's it going? Good to see ya. Hi, David. Oh, you guys. What was the vote? Start day drinking? No, bad idea. Nice to see you. 50 degrees. Yay. Well, not down here. I'm south. I'm the one that we're gonna get a storm south. We're gonna get I don't know, up to 4 inches of snow and pretty soon. All is well. Chili sounds good. I'm hungry. I don't know, you guys. There's still, you know what? There's going to be a lot of shows, a lot of shows to pick from tonight. Are a few shows. I don't know what those other clowns are up to. I saw they, but Street's going to be on at 8 o'clock talking about aliens. And that sounds like fun because that's a bigger picture than all of it. That's going big, and that's fun to talk about, and the mystery things that are going on in this world. And then there's Baron Fendi, who are going over. They're going to talk about. I think they're doing Amelia Earhart, or did they do that last week? They're doing that chapter. The lollipop and the other, was it a donkey or a goat, or I don't know, can't remember now. But Cynthia said Forrest Fenn emailed her and the family in a group of emails. Yeah. Susie Fenn, streets on a path in order to journey some place to. You mean TOO as well? Streets are a path in order to journey someplace. Oh, to go to. Okay, I get it. My show will be Beetle VW with 1,000 clowns coming out of it. Hooray! Okay, so there's your choices tonight. A clown show that involves aliens. A clown show that involves haters and calling you out, you so and so, for doing what and what. Or Baron Fendi, look for stuff and actually talk about Forrest Fenn's book, Too Far to Walk, and his scrapbook stories. All happening at 8 o'clock this evening. Loads of entertainment. Can hardly wait. So, Street, thanks for stopping in. I can't wait. I'll pop in. I'll be bouncing around out there and play along. So I'm sure I'll see you all over there, right? Okay, I'm going to sign off for now. Thanks for hanging out with me this afternoon. And I'm pushing buttons. I'm good at pushing buttons. Bye, you guys.